All right, so there's a lot of you out there that is trying to get into this photography, cinematography, camera business, whatever you want to call it. And there's also a lot of you looking for that camera, the certain camera that you want to get. There's different people with different situations, and I'm gonna try and solve that in this video. Just like a little guideline, things to look out for, like what you should be going off of when choosing your camera. Now, when you're choosing your camera, there's one main thing that you need to question to yourself, and that is, what are you going to be doing with the camera? From this question, you'll be able to decipher and like answer all these other stuff, what you need, what you don't need, this, that, whatever you want. It just comes down to this one question.
Oh, you like my shoes, by the way?
No. Get away from me. I don't want to see those shoes, bro.
Hey, Jake.
Hello?
Hi. So I have a question
Regarding?
cameras. If I was to come up to you and ask you, like, what should my first camera be? What would you say? Like, what would be the things you would walk me through?
First of all, what are you shooting specifically? You would kind of have to delineate like what you're doing, what you're shooting anyway. Because if you're like a cinematographer, obviously you would want to zone yourself more on more video-based cameras. With better dynamic range, better color. Oh, dang, bro. Dang, you get all on my face and all, bro. Like, you would have to delineate like what you're shooting if you want to take photos and videos, because there's so many hybrid cameras.
Okay, so let's look at scenario A, right? So we have this girl, her name's Amy, right? And she wants to get into doing YouTube. She doesn't want to be that consistent into it. She just wants to do some little vlogs here and there. She has no idea about cameras, and yeah, just wants to do it here and there whenever she gets the chance. So we ask her another question. Well, Amy, what's your budget? And of course she says $500. Now, that just eliminates a whole lot of cameras. That just puts you in a whole nother category of cameras. Okay, so because of what Amy told me, what she wants to be doing with it, the price range, I'm gonna tell her that she should probably go with a Canon T7. It's $479 on B&H. It's below that $500 mark, and it's fine. It's a perfect camera. It does pictures and it does videos, and I think that's the perfect combination you would want to give somebody when they're just getting into this. They're just wanting to get a camera. They should have that full range of choosing video and photo.
Think of, I don't know what the, I think the Canon M50, I saw it the other day. I think it's still a camera that's being used out there. There's a lot of budget-friendly cameras, but there's a lot of limitations to it. Like upsampling 4K the way it works in those sensors is a bit weird compared to like more expensive sensors. You could start off with like a little Canon like M50 or I don't know what else is on the market for $500, but or just start on your phone. I mean, everybody starts on their phone. The camera you have in your pocket is, obviously it's not as good as a real camera with a bigger sensor, but I mean, at least you have something to start with. These new phones now, they're shooting ProRes. To an extent, I would rather shoot on my phone with ProRes than, like a cheaper camera that shoots compressed, like H.264, it's compressed. I can't really tweak colors as much as I would want to. Cameras in this decade are getting much better. If you have no money, start off with the phone, and then if you do, get like a cheap Canon T6 or something. I don't know. I mean, I started on like my iPad, so I mean, it's fine.
You guys didn't know, I'm in Micah's studio right now. It's not even that dirty, is it? It looks like you're a professional. Hey, the greatest of minds have the messiest of rooms. Messiest places. The greatest of minds? Yes, that's true.
No.
That is true.
Where'd you get that from, bro?
Every best thinker was a little eccentric, meaning weird.
Okay, so I'm weird.
We're all weird.
You need to leave.
Benjamin Franklin.
Talk about some Benjamin Franklin.
I think he used to write in his room naked or something. Like alone, naked.
Boys have their shirt off all the time.
No. He was like booty naked.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I don't think anybody actually has a clean room. If they do, then that's even weirder. You know what I mean?
What do you mean it's even weird? It means they're organized. Talk about something.
If you're coming in your studio every time and you have a nice, tidy, that's a little weird.
The best way to find what you need and search for things is to learn about it. For example, when I was building my first PC, I knew nothing about PCs. I knew nothing about like what the parts are, or this or that, like what is a GPU. But just the fact that I wanted to get into it, it pushed me to start learning about it. I learned what a GPU was. I learned what a CPU was. So if you're to learn about cameras, you're to learn about the specs and this and that, then you can find your camera, find what you need based on what you're going to be doing with it. Okay, so let's talk about price real quick. If you know what Amy is doing and you're just getting into it, doing little vlogs or videos wherever you can here and there, that's fine. But if you're planning to actually get into this industry is not cheap whatsoever. In fact, if you take some time into it, you'll find yourself calling something that's $2,000 cheap. So pretty much what I'm saying is you'll have a new definition of cheap. But you know what's cool though is seeing the reactions on people's face when you're all like, oh, $2,000, that's cheap. And they're like, how is that cheap? But nothing is that expensive for no reason. You'll truly get what you pay for. If you pay this amount of money for something, you'll get this amount of money of something worth of value. So what I'm saying is if it's expensive, then it is expensive for a reason. Okay, so now let's talk about specs. Specs is something very important that you need to know when you're choosing a camera. Things like resolution. What is resolution? So resolution is just how the image looks. And by image, I mean it could be either photo or video. So it's like when you go on YouTube, you click the settings thing, you go to quality and it has all the qualities there. It has 360, 480, 720, 1080, 1440, 2160. I got it, nice. So the higher you go with the quality of the image, the better it'll look pretty much. You probably heard the term 4K, UHD. Another thing you need to know is frame rates. Frame rates it's also called FPS, frames per second. So right now I'm shooting this video in 30 frames per second. Movie film industry standard is 24 frames per second. The higher frame rates you go, the smoother the movement will look in the video. For frame rates 60 and above, you'll use that for like slow motion. So you can get those videos and you can like slow it down. Now, if you're to actually look on it and like on camera, it probably might have like 23.98 or 29.97 and stuff, but they're just rounding. So I just gave you guys a couple things that you need to look out for, gave you some things that you need to brush up on. If you tend to just surround yourself with browsing these things more and just learning more about them, then I guarantee you will find your camera. It does take time, and once you get your camera, I will be excited for you. However long it takes you, come back to this video and comment, hey, I got my camera, thanks a lot for helping me. And I'll be like, no problem. But for my returning viewers, I'm sorry for taking so long to make another video. If you guys seen that I've been making these reels every day and everything. So yeah, it does, oh man, I'm still here though, still hanging on. I'll try not to burn myself out for those of you who care. I just wanna make sure that I'm producing quality content for you guys and not so much quantity in terms of these long format videos rather than shorts. I thank you guys, I love you guys, and be cool.
It can be built big, it can be stripped down.